Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fern Valley Farms YouTube channel. We're on this channel, we're pure country. Today we are checking on the bees. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon here in northern Illinois. There's the sun. It's January 4th. It's gorgeous out. We normally don't get this lucky up here this time of year. January can be really, really cold and lousy and miserable. But today it's not, and the bees are out enjoying the weather. I'm doing this video really quick to show you guys my pollen feeders, my pollen substitute feeder. This tube right here, and these are really easy to make. I got this idea from Joe May, the Skinny Bee Man. Check out Joe's channel. He's got a lot of good stuff on there. There is actually pollen substitute in there. You can get it from Man Lake. Ultra Bee, it's called. It's really good stuff. It's actually manufactured, obviously, as a pollen substitute. In this tube here, I actually got this idea from David at Barnyard Bees. He's another one. Check out his channel. There's actually cracked corn in there. You could put whole corn. You could put whole corn in. Cracked corn works better because obviously it's broken up, and the bees can get some nutrition off of some of the corn, some of the corn dust. Screenings is made from at the elevators when they're cleaning the corn. At harvest time, a lot of that stuff all falls to the bottom. It's called screenings. You can feed it to cattle, and that's what I do with it. Actually, I have a steer that I raise, and I feed it to him. But the bees enjoy it. They like getting they'll take some of that corn particles, they'll take it back to the hive. They get some nutrition out of it. But the Ultra Bee is your #1 pollen substitute. That stuff is really nice, and they really enjoy it. You can build these tubes really easy. You can go to Menards. That's a sewer pipe for in your house when you're putting in your septic and all that. Or your water, or your septic lines in your basement for your plumbing. You could buy those caps. You could probably build each one of these tubes for maybe $5. It's really cheap and easy. And there is hangers. You can see right here. I've got eye hooks in there. In the summertime, there's a hook right there I hang it on, but I took it off obviously for the winter time. But I've got it sitting on here, and I just leave this thing out here, whether it's snowing or not. The way those caps are designed, the snow hasn't gotten in there, or rain. And what you could do is on the front here, put a little bit of lemongrass oil. Lemongrass oil is an attractant, and it'll attract the bees to it. And then obviously once they know it's there, they just keep going back and enjoying it. You can see there's more bees on the Ultra Bee than there is on the corn, but they're in there. Don't be fooled, people. They need protein. Even this time of year. I don't know where you live, where you're watching this video. If you're down south, obviously it's a lot nicer than it is up here. This time of year, there's not much going on. Like I said, it's January 4th. The days are starting to get a little bit longer. As we get closer to spring, the bees will be out collecting pollen. But right now, there's really nothing, obviously, in bloom. So you want to give them that extra added protein. Up in these hives, there's screed candy boards in there, which I did make. There is a video on how I built those. There is sugar cakes in there. Each one of these hives is 2 deeps, 2 10-frame deeps, and on top of that is a sugar candy screen board, I call it. So there's sugar cakes in there, and there is pollen patties in there. And each one of these top 10-frame boxes is loaded with honey. I fed these bees really well in the fall. So there's plenty of honey in there. There's plenty of there's sugar patties, sugar cakes, and there's pollen patties in there. And you can see the bees are out enjoying the weather. It's beautiful out. They're doing their cleansing flight. They're kind of housekeeping a little bit. They're pulling out some of the dead bees. It's kind of interesting to watch. They'll drag the dead bees out, put them on the ground, fly back up to the hive. I come out here every so often. I'll scrape some of the dead bees off the front of the landing board, just for my own curiosity, how many bees keep dying. But like I said, the older bees die off, and then the bees inside will drag them out. They'll do the housekeeping, plus they do the cleansing flight. And I'm sure they're just out enjoying this beautiful weather. You can't really see it, but I don't know if it shows on camera, but there are bees all over the place. It looks like summertime almost. Obviously, these hives aren't built up as much as they are in the summertime. As the days get longer, it starts getting warmer, the queen will start laying, making more brood, hatching more babies, and these hives will start to build up. I am going to split these hives in the spring. I'm going to split each one of these probably May 1st, somewhere around there, weather permitting. Then I'm going to split them again, depending on what they look like, probably July 1st. I did have one hive die, not sure why. A week before it died, I went in there and put the sugar cakes inside there. They were all over me. And the bees are pretty defensive this time of year, and they were coming right at me. So I just closed it, obviously, right away, because it was kind of cool that day. I just wanted to get the sugar cakes in so they had it. And then a week later, I was out here listening, and I couldn't hear anything. I opened it up, and they were all dead. I don't know what happened. The top box, the top 10-frame box was loaded with honey. All 10 frames, both sides capped. I could harvest it if I want, but I'm not. I took them, actually, and I put them in the freezer. So I'm going to use those frames of honey for my splits in the spring. That'll give the bees a really good jump start. And then the frames on the bottom that had comb drawn out on them, I'm going to use those frames in my splits so the bees don't got to work as hard to draw comb out. So something good came from something bad. I really wish they hadn't died. I was really looking forward to going in the spring with 4 hives. Hopefully all 3 of these survive. So far, everything looks good, and we'll be good. But like I said, the main purpose of this video here, show you guys the bees are out. It's a nice sunny Friday afternoon, enjoying the weather. But I want to talk about this protein. They need protein this time of year. Don't be fooled. Don't think that they don't need it. If they want it, it's there. Especially, like I said, the pollen patties in the hive. If they want it, they've got their choice. If they don't want it, they'll just leave it. But it can't hurt to give it to them. And obviously they're wanting the pollen substitute because they're going in there and they're getting it. Even the corn, they're kind of all over that corn a little bit too. So don't be fooled. They do need protein. It's no different than us or any other animals. You got to feed them right and take care of them. So just wanted to do a quick video on this, talk about the protein, show the pollen feed, show my pollen feeders, my outside hanging pollen feeders actually. Like I said, they're really easy to build. Just go to Menards, you can buy this stuff, it's cheap. There are ones you could buy, but anyways, that's it. Hopefully you learned something from this. Any questions, comments, please leave them. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. There's plenty more videos on bees, where this came from. There's a lot of videos on there. You can check out all kinds of different stuff. And also on this channel, lots of other topics. There's some cooking stuff. There's farm-related stuff, animals, just country living, country lifestyles. So again, please consider subscribing, support the channel. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button. Click that bell, you'll get notified every time I make a video. So until next time, YouTube, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.